We have truly experienced one of the Marble League qualifiers of all time. 28 teams enter, only 12 will make it to the main league. Wow, I do not like those odds. One giant group of 28 teams is arguably too much to keep track of all at once, but it is what it is. With no relegated teams and almost no showdown. Wait, that means I gotta talk about 16 teams and not 12. Damn. Alright kiddies, buckle up for me screaming slash crying slash screaming and crying into a microphone for like 25 minutes.
Oh, no, 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 no.
This was your strongest start to a qualifiers ever. This was the first time you finished in the top half of qualifiers ever. All your team knows is how to make your fans suffer. Now we all suffer watching you try and fail year in and year out, trying to get back to a tournament you haven't been to since Obama was in office. Over 3,000 days have passed since the Kobalts have been to the Marble League. That's half the age of some viewers. I honestly could just recycle last year's section since you recycled last year's result. It wasn't even a brutal underperformance in the qualifiers. You actually had a solid shot. You cooked in the first half and then the bottom fell out. You were 8th with one event left. You dropped 5 spots. At least you're back in familiar territory? If you don't do well in a tournament that you show up in year after year, then you really have no excuse. Hey, yo, hold on, I'm not done with them. Take that whoosh back. There we go, thank you. You missed out on qualifying by 1 point. You know where that difference comes from? The result your captain Azur put up in short track. The others had slim margins toward gaining another position, but those were solid point hauls. Azur needed 5 points, and they gave you 4. Need I remind Azur of their similar finish in the 2021 qualifiers where they missed out on qualifiers by 1/100th of a second? Need I remind you that this is the 8th consecutive year that you've missed out on the Marble League? Pain exemplified, pain personified. Lick at your wounds and mope, because that's all you've been good for. This is why I say the things I say and some of the things that I shouldn't say. Team Plasma was overhyped and underdeveloped and crashed back down to earth so hard they left a silhouetted impact crater like Wile E. Coyote. Despite still being unproven, they've still proven themselves to be a better team than the Kobalts. I can't even say that the hype train derailed. It's boarded up in a tunnel and abandoned like that one train in Thomas the Tank Engine. Maybe don't have your Captain Firo hit the crapdosis on short track. That was really it. Your team did pretty solid in halfpipe and snow drag. Look on the bright side. You'll get another chance to outscore the Balls of Chaos in the showdown while they flounder in the main tournament. We like a good sequel. Like clockwork, stars. Like clockwork. This team is Rene Descartes' worst nightmare. They have only qualified for 2 leagues out of 6 attempts, and the results in those 2 left a lot to be desired. The poor athleticism that Montoya displayed in Ice Dash and Indian Go-Go put up in Snow Drag basically encapsulates your team's history. Still, Diego put your team on their back though for the best finish in short track, so maybe another not terrible showdown finishes in your future. Seriously though, just make Diego captain already. They're doing the best out of this whole team. I guess that's not saying much, but they at least look like they want to win. The Stars won the showdown last year. Maybe they can learn a thing or two from Diego and repeat titles. Holy Oceanics. I don't think there's any saving your team. You got bailed out for this. Again! You let your rookies down. They've been the only thing watchable about you. Siren and Nereid carried your team to relevance in Marbula 1. I think the lights were a bit too blinding for them. I was sure that the showdown would be the best place for them to develop, and luckily for us, it's like nothing even changed. Maybe bringing in Ounce wasn't the decision it was cracked up to be. Nah, that makes too much sense. Watch the new duo try their damnedest to actually try to win while the rest of the roster sulks in defeat as the team sinks to 16th place. Again. Oh yeah. The Midnight Wisps are mid. Wespy absolutely cooked in Ice Dash, while Wispy did pretty mid in Short Track. The mid events, however, were very, very mid. Waspy and Waspy practically bottled the Snow Drag after the whole team practically bottled the half pipe. Wasn't this team supposed to be amazing in the snow? Didn't this team win the Snow League back in 2018? What happened to that? This qualifiers looked very reminiscent of the qualifiers of 2021, where you became the first former champion to fall into the showdown. It would have been a miracle for you to be mid then. You were just unwatchable. Cut to 2024. Another trip to the showdown. Another chance to be mid. Since this feels so much like 2021 and relegation isn't on the table, I see the Wisps being worse than mid and fall to the bottom 4 and then qualify for 2025 to rub it in the face of the Kobalts because the Marble Gods love watching them suffer. The Limers gonna Limers. The Limers could easily win the Marble League if they just replaced all of their members and the other teams DNF every event. The whipping boy of the Fruit Circuit has failed at their 3rd straight qualifiers and will inevitably fail in their 3rd straight showdown. Yet this isn't an ordinary limering. This is advanced limering. You were just on the cusp of making it after pretty okay finishes. All Sublime needed to do was get just an okay-ish finish and you would have secured your spot. What we got instead was Sublime getting instant CTE and never getting their speed back. Those 3 points completely tanked your standings, yet nobody noticed because the Kobalts did the same thing with even better pain. Since the showdown is slated for February, you still have a chance to win the showdown in an odd year because Fruit Circuit number pattern go burr. The Turtle Sliders and the showdown go together like peanut butter and jelly, like white on rice, like the Kobalts and the showdown. Did you at least have fun, Sliders? The Turtle Sliders in the qualifiers is like giving your younger brother an unplugged controller so he can act like he's actually playing because all he wanted to do was see how well he could do on the boulder stage in Crash Bandicoot because he likes the boulder and I'm getting off track. If this is your first time watching JMR, this is pretty much par for the course for the Turtle Sliders and qualifiers. Not the best, not the worst, just not qualifying. I think I said you'll qualify in like 5 years and that was like 3 years ago. So everybody mark your calendars for November 2026. What's this? Mellow Yellow kept it too mellow and beefed their season? Color me shocked. So much for that whole taking 4th out of sheer nonsense thing. I said that so you'd get hit with the 4th place curse next year. Oh yeah, I forgot you took 4th place overall in 2019. Add this with their 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place finishes overall, and they look like one of the best teams. But look at their 11th, 13th, 14th, and 15th place finishes overall, and yeah, this outcome seemed a wee bit overdue. I won't be shocked if they completely flop in the showdown. That brilliance you once had is gone. Better find that mojo or you'll fall flatter than your nondescript citrus soda. Thunderbolts fans haven't experienced pain like this since the last time the Thunderbolts were on screen. You stood in 10th place after the first 2 events. Kudos to your Captain Thunder with their performance in Ice Dash. Lightning and Zap tanked the bid in Snow Drag, but 16th place going into the final wasn't the end. There was still a chance even with a mid-finish. Q Shock putting together the worst performance in short track. Their second missed league in 3 years. Even when they do make it, they've only had one top half finish with the current core. It's time for a much needed change. Bolts fans want blood, and they get their thirst quenched with Thunderstorm getting the boot. Cope all you want, this is going to do nothing in the long run. Holy crap, I'm impressed I got this right. Not gonna lie, the Rojo Rollers have been the biggest toss-up, and this could have gone either way. Helps that they got a big ol' zilch and snow drag to tank their quals bid. All things considered, the other showings weren't that impressive. We hoped we could get the 2023 Rojo Rollers, and instead we got the Rojo Rollers of every year other than 2023. That being said, of the years where you failed to qualify, this was your best result. That being said, 3 leagues made in 9 years competing doesn't look all that great, especially taking dead last in 2021. I completely forgot you were in 2021. Good luck in the showdown or something? I mean, could always be worse. Could be the Kobalts. Yeah, I had a feeling this would happen. The 4th place curse takes no prisoners as the Pinkies make a return trip to the showdown just 2 years removed from their Freak Championship run. The part that sucks is they actually did well in 3 of the 4 events. That 4th event, Halfpipe. This is the price for not being consistent. If they had a result there like the rest of the qualifiers, then they basically would have made it. Of course, if they didn't flop in the main tournament last year, then they wouldn't have needed to worry about qualifiers this year. The Pinkies are still a top team, which is very weird for me to say. I'll look forward to another silver overall in the showdown because that seemed to shut me up last time. The Minty Maniacs have once again proven that 2020 was a massive fluke. I get that I call most podium runs flukes now, but you don't watch me because you like sensible takes. Your qualifiers run was pretty much over before it started, but an alright finish and snow drag let you not take dead last. Weren't you supposed to be relegated? You got bailed out for this. You became the poster child of the season for this. Just like the Noceanics, you didn't do a damn thing with the opportunity. Did you just miss the showdown that much? At least you always get your reps in as tester marbles. If you don't win the showdown with all the extra practice you've gotten, then your future is doomed. Told you the balls of chaos something desk lids. After the last 2 years they had, it was only right for them to win qualifiers with 3 straight medals?
Hold up.
Oh god. This is a fake out. Who's actually going to the showdown? Oh, damn. I figured sooner or later I'd talk about you here. To be honest, I just never thought it'd be later. After how 2021 and 2022 looked, I'm shocked it took till now for the O-Rangers to completely poop themselves into a corner. I already came to terms with this outcome after the first 2 events. The last couple of qualifiers had been the same old in terms of bottling the first half and making a comeback to squeak on by while testing my blood pressure. This time it didn't happen. It was like they expected the rest of the league to collapse around them when they put up terrible numbers. When they couldn't even beat the Jumpers, I knew it was O''ver. After ending day 1 with 8 points, the O's were practically out of it. As an O-Rangers fan, this sucks. As an O-Rangers observer, this has been a long time coming. Now I get to experience what Kobalts fans have experienced for the last 8 years. Maybe you need a personnel or roster change? Nah, just throw Tangerine under the bus. The f did they do? They weren't even in qualifiers. Now we have to rely on the reserve power of Tarako. Who? I joke about the O-Rangers and Speeders rivalry getting views, but I guess the league decided it could survive off everyone hate watching the Speeders. This means the inevitable will happen. People are going to watch the league without having watched qualifiers and comment, "Where Orners? Why no Ongers? Orangers where? Great vid, but why no O-Rangers? They're not here! They're not..." I know you all want to crash out from me, but I don't bet my mental well-being on balls of glass. I'm an adult. I'll be fine. That being said, I need to make a phone call real quick.
Hello?
Hey, sir, how are you doing? You know, with the whole Rangers being shunned to the showdown thing.
Of course I'm okay. I don't bet my mental well-being on balls of glass. I'm an adult. I'll be fine. Just, finish up on that video, okay?
Okay, bye. With the Rangers and Mellow Yellow going to the showdown for the first time, and the Limers being the Limers, the Raspberry Racers are now officially the best Fruit Circuit team. Yeah, that checks out. Oh right, the prockets exist. And now they exist in another showdown with another Purple Space team. How about that? It's like relegation still happened for you. Don't worry about letting us down. This is what we all thought would happen. Sulfur let you down in Ice Dash, and Orbit let you down in Short Track. However, Saucer and Dwarf kinda cooked in the Snow Bumps. For what it's worth, 4 events with 28 teams ain't really the best metric to judge some of these teams, but I mean, after how 2023 looked for you, with poor showings in Relay and Honeydome, you deserve nothing but the showdown. Team Crymary almost took dead last in the qualifiers and still exceeded my expectations. I can't even blame the Blunder Twins for this. The whole team was ass. Remo couldn't go fast if their life depended on it. A team in literal name only who have missed 6 of the last 7 Marble Leagues, competing like chickens with their heads cut off. Such is the price for hard carrot. The Glaciers saw Sheet cooking and promoted them to member and not captain because they're smart. That being said, there's no one on this current roster who could lead this team out of a doorway. When will you frickin' fricks learn that your actions have consequences? Secondary, it is your time to be voted off the island. This squad would have more success as starving artists than playing under you. Palette now gets the head coaching gig, and their dreams are big. Or maybe their dreams come to them after an entire bottle of NyQuil. Prim as captain might just go down as the worst decision ever made by this team, and that is saying something. Have fun in the showdown, Crymary. You're gonna be here a while. The Shining Swarm is back to Shining Swarm things. Shiny tried their best in Short Track, but the team was already mathematically eliminated an 1/8 of the way through the 3rd event. Now this is a podium hangover. Doesn't help that Sterling got instant CTE from Ice Dash, and Shimmer and Glimmer did whatever that was in Snowdrag. They returned to the showdown in embarrassing fashion as they finished dead last in qualifiers and quite frankly looked like they weren't even there. 2022 really was just the flukiest year ever. Between your runs in 2021 and 2022, at least you could say that you once looked competent. My advice for you in the showdown, do what you did in qualifiers. Nothing. This was the shakeup of all shakeups. 4 former champions failed to qualify. Half of the showdown has been on a Marble League podium before. 2 of those former champions are the Rangers and Mellow Yellow. With them failing to qualify, the only team with a perfect attendance record is now the Savage Speeders.
You can't keep getting away with it!
Blackjacks, Solar Flares, and the Wolf Pack have all made it to the big show, meaning they have all qualified before the Kobalts or Turtle Sliders. This is fun, I like this. I'm excited to see how the Flares in the pack do. As for these teams, we will see you in the showdown, which we almost didn't get. Could you imagine not seeing these teams until, actually for some of these I can. Relegation is thing as far as I know, so I'ma just pick 4 teams to be in the bottom 4. I'm literally going to an RNG list generator, taking the first 4 teams off the top, and yeah, that sounds about right. Make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss out on an upload. And check out a Clown Fiesta stream after every Marble League event. We have the most accurate predictions and a conversation that never goes off track.
Are the Beatles gonna drag?
Well,
who's this dude saying he was in jail the last time the Kobalts qualified? Look, supply and demand, there's definitely a backlog of cocaine in the world. We're either talking about the fall of the USSR or talking about the cat-sized domination. Never. Okay, bye.
Tabulate those results, and how does it look? 12th on up, you have qualified for the 2024 Marble League.